Planes, Trains, and Canes presents Back to You with Dr. Mona Minkar.
Welcome to Back to You, where we interview friends and fans of Planes, Trains, and Canes. Now it's Back to You, and we're here with Sarika Dagar, a friend, a female film producer. She's amazing. She has some of the things that stuck out in my mind personally is that she actually won ad awards for Jelly Belly, and that is just something that tickles my jelly belly because I love jelly beans. But also she has done phenomenal work and she advocates for issues related to Alzheimer's. But most importantly, she's also a friend of mine, and I actually got to meet her through the Lighthouse for the Blind. So we're back to you. We're here with you, Sarika. How are you doing today?
Woohoo! So nice to be here, Mona. Thank you for inviting me. I just want to correct you that I actually worked on Jelly Belly, but I won award for Safeway ad. I don't want Jelly Belly people to go back.
Safeway sells Jelly Belly, so we're good.
Yeah, it was an MLK ad that I did for Safeway that won that award. So
that's amazing.
That's still very, very special. I know it's special to your heart. But thank you for inviting me. I'm so happy to be here. I can't wait to talk about things that we're going to talk about today.
Yes. So obviously this is a show where we bring in fans and supporters of Planes, Trains, and Canes. So Sarika, I already mentioned that I met you through the Lighthouse, but how did you really find out about Planes, Trains, and Canes?
Well, Planes, Trains, and Canes is a project that was supported by Lighthouse because you won Home and Prize at the Lighthouse for the Blind. And that's where I am working as the multimedia content manager. And you and I had a chat because you were looking to brand this project by its logo and branding. And you and I you were introduced to me by the folks at Lighthouse. And I think you and I had an instant connection because you are also a storyteller. I'm a storyteller. And you started talking about Planes, Trains, and Canes being a travel-based documentary. And I travel a lot and I love what you were doing. So instantly there was a connection, a match. And I offered to participate in creating a branding for Planes, Trains, and Canes. So I have my hands involved in that globe of your logo. And that kind of triggered.
That's true. She helped me out. Like, everyone, check out the logo. And check out all her information will be down below. So definitely you want to look into some pretty cool work. Like, she got it.
From there on, it was for me to follow what Planes, Trains, and Canes was doing. And I can go on further, but I'll wait for your next question to segue me into all the things.
Feel free to talk, but I do want to know, do you feel a sense of connection with the project? Now, obviously you kind of hit on that question, but does it go a little bit deeper than just helping me with the branding?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It has a sense, like I said, huge sense of storytelling. It talks about traveling, but the most important thing it talks about is how does a person who is blind travels and experiences world from different senses. And you do it so amazing and phenomenally well because you're not
too kind.
because anyone who is watching a story, you have to also be an entertainer, and you entertain. You take us into your world in such an ease. And for me, when I watch your pieces from Planes, Trains, and Canes, it's not something I'm trying to make an effort to watch it for you. I am genuinely excited. I'm genuinely thrilled. I'm looking forward to next thing that you're going to experience in your travels, whether it's a tactile experience that you're not having or having, whether it is the inclusivity that you're experiencing in a city or not experiencing, whether your what do you call them? Train guides, what the one
the
that
cane guides.
Cane guides. Yes, sorry.
Yeah, those are awesome.
Sorry to forget that. But I think some cities you didn't experience that. And also the sounds, the way you're experiencing sound, I learn a lot from it. I experience a lot from it. I travel through these pieces as well. So I think it's not just something I'm watching for the sake of watching. I'm entertained. I'm thrilled. I'm excited.
That's really kind of you to say. Do you feel like you learned something new? Like, was there any moment that kind of hit you and you're like, I never thought about this?
Absolutely. Like I said, the cane guides aspect that you talked about in your Japan pieces, and how you actually experienced the fact that Japan was more exclusive than any other city that you experienced. I think you also kind of experienced that in Turkey and in London, how you were feeling like, oh, I feel like they have entrapped me. I want my freedom back. I want to be lost. I just like any other person, whether you're sighted or not, we all want to be lost and find our way again. So for me, these were huge learning moments, because when I travel, I actually said that in my another interview earlier this week, that before I created art, until I came to Lighthouse, I was creating it thinking, oh, people watch it from their eyes, they listen to things from their ears, so they're using these senses. But what if you don't? You have to use other senses. And that's a huge thing I learned, because I would have never paid attention to the tactile aspects on the elevator to read which floor you're going with just touching it, or the cane guys taking you straight into a bus, or the things that you talk about in terms of in London, where you are like, please, it is everybody's right to get lost and find their way back. And they were
that's a novel concept, I think, right?
Yeah.
To be like, I want to get lost. Be like, why do you want to get lost? You're blind. Like, this is like just too novel for people.
I know. I thought that it was, I learned a lot. And in terms of understanding a person that is coming to another country that is talking about, I'm using other senses, not my vision per se to travel, a person who is also of another ethnicity, a woman, and how you're experiencing the world. And also how you're using technology, to navigate. Because I am a person who sometimes was openly saying, oh, I don't read maps very well. But now I want to, because it's just so much I understand by watching your video, because you travel so well, so much better than even I do.
Oh, no, I think the key is that I was okay with getting utterly lost. I was just like, I'll ask somebody. And then I found myself using a compass more than I ever thought I would ever use. Like, it's like, do I really need to know where north is? Turns out, yes.
Yeah.
So,
but I loved your experience of Japan, where you actually talked not only about cane guides, how well they were laid out all throughout the city, but the sound, the way you were experiencing sound, not only at the traffic lights, you were like, I can hear the difference, because that's north, that is south. That's because the sound has changed. Same thing with the trains coming in this direction or that direction. I was just like, that's really great. I would have never paid attention to that. And so suddenly you're using a certain sense in a way we become so, we take it so granted, certain of our senses. And you are using those senses that were helping you navigate. So huge learning experience. Awesome. And so entertaining, and so much of I recommend everybody to watch it.
Awesome. So you just said it's entertaining. Was there any particular scene or moment that connected with, that made you laugh, that I don't know, just brought some joy?
You introduced me saying that I'm a filmmaker. I actually believe that in films there are twists and turns, and this happens and that happens. So from your first piece, Johannesburg, the twist happens and you can't get into that train. It's the last train of the night, and this girl is blind and it's her first time in the city. She has to catch it. Oh my God, my heart was pounding. I was just like, what's going to happen? Whoa, this is too much stress. I can't take it. Please make it to the train. That's entertainment right there. You've given me reason to watch it through. Then I watch your London bit where you are having this melodrama with the traffic police there. Let me go. And they're like, no, let me go. No. I mean, there's that. And the Japan goodness, I can go on and on about Japan. You go into this little apartment and they have a little moat, which is basically two steps long. And you're like, okay, I'm just going to do my little penguin shuffle to cross from this little side to that little side. And you did do a penguin shuffle to walk into that room, that little moat, that little gap they have in the room. We don't know why they have that. And then you climb the tiny little stair, and basically the stairs are literally the height of your body. And you're just standing on one step and you're going, whoa, that's comedy. That's comedy right there. I was on the floor of my apartment laughing out loud. And I watched that scene over and over again going like, this is hilarious.
That's amazing. I love that entertained you. I don't know if like this says anything about me. That's just how I live life. I think sometimes I'll be in my office doing the penguin shuffle. Yep. Nobody knows. just to keep things a little bit amusing in my mind. But
I think you're phenomenal. I believe that your intellect, your personality, and your desire to travel the world, all combined together becomes Planes, Trains, and Canes, huge entity of Planes, Trains, and Canes, and it makes it something that I think is the selling appeal. You are the brand. You are the person that makes me want to watch it because of your personality and the way you want.
You're too kind. So on the last spiel here and the last kind of question for you. So you already said you feel like everybody should watch it, but is there a particular group of people that you feel like this needs to like come in front of them? They need to watch this series. Who would that be?
I cannot just say one group. I think you are an entertainer. You might be a professor of science out there in your day job, but for me, when I look at you, and
I love it too,
and you love it, and when I look at your work, your art, I think anyone who wants to watch travel documentaries, anyone who wants to learn about other countries and cities, anyone who wants to understand about accessibility. And I recommend every single filmmaker and documentarian out there to watch it because it's filled with storytelling and great editing and great narrative that you tell in your pieces. So
That's so kind. I love storytelling.
And I'm not even saying that out of kindness or because I as a storyteller enjoyed it. Genuinely there were moments, and it's an unscripted document. It's an unscripted piece. It's a documentary where genuine moments of comedy and drama were happening. And that to me is entertainment. That's to me is exciting. That's to me is something that keeps me on to my seat to see what's going to happen next. So I highly recommend anyone who is interested in filmmaking and travel documentaries, in women creatives, please go watch it.
Okay. Thank you so much. That was amazing. And this is what I call back to you, back to the fans and supporters. Thank you for being on here, Sarika. This was amazing. Please look down below for all her information, all her contact, because her work is amazing. And stay tuned for future episodes of Back to You Now.
Thank you, Mona.
Do you want to be on Planes, Trains, and Canes? Send us an email at planestrainsandcanes@gmail.com.
Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Planes, Trains, and Canes. You can follow us on TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And stay tuned for more episodes of Back to You.